have an unboxing of the watch I just bought, which is the Steinhardt Ocean One Titanium 500 Premium Ceramic. Currently, I'm wearing my little G-Shock. It's like a triple colour one. I quite like it. It's just like something to throw on. I know people that watch these watch videos like to also see what other watches are in a video, so there you go. You know, I've saved up a little bit for this watch. It's not a massively expensive watch, but it's not a complete cheap watch. And yeah, I just wanted to show you kind of what you get. And yeah, it arrives through FedEx, load of bubble wrap, and then it arrived in this box. So kind of arrives like this. You've got the Steinhardt timepieces there. It's a German company. And famously, they're kind of known for, I guess you want to call them Rolex homages. People call them clones. They're extremely high quality for what they are. The reason I decided to buy this particular watch is because I feel like it doesn't look like a Rolex homage, and that's not what I was going for. And I just mainly liked the what they call fence post hands. So it arrives in this little kind of neat box here. This kind of, I guess you would call it like fake leather kind of cushiony box. And when you open it up, comes with this packaging. You also have, I'm doing things backwards so it's a bit confusing. You've got like your sort of number certification when you bought it. So mine's in December. And you also get all of the sort of paperwork that you. Main reason that I chose this watch is, for one, will be the first watch that I've got that has a sapphire crystal. I wanted that. I'm a big fan of the Batman bezel, and it has a 120 click bezel, which I'll show you and you can listen to. The titanium is very light. Now you see this watch I'm wearing is also very light. I have a diver watch which is super heavy, and as much as I like it, it's so unbelievably heavy it's not that enjoyable to use. So this has a double anti-reflective dome sapphire crystal, a unidirectional rotating bezel, a glossy black and blue ceramic inlay with generous luminous material, and I will say the lume on this is very good. Unfortunately, I don't have my little pen thing to show you the lume, but it is a very, very strong lume. 25 joules, 28,000 vibrations a second, 40-hour power reserve, date at 6 with a screw-down crown. And if I just zoom in just a little bit more there so we don't blur you completely, and I will take the watch out so you can see it in a bit better quality. The lug width is 22mm. Try to do this on the camera here so you can see. You can see that I took this to a jeweler's and I got my extra links sorted. And then also, yeah, you get the extra shenanigans there. Titanium bracelet, it has the date at the number 6, and to me, when I look at this watch, this to me does not jump out as I am trying to be a Rolex. A lot of the watches for Steinhardt, especially the new variant of this model, really start to look like a Rolex homage, and that is totally fine. I know the style is really, really popular, but for me personally, I wanted a watch that looked a little bit different, and the main selling point for me was these, what they call fence post hands, these large hour and minute hands. It also has a GMT there, so my GMT, I believe, is set to New York. So basically, the GMT hand there is between 10 and 12, so that means it's 11 o'clock right now in New York. And the date, again, just ticks along. And it also has this bezel, which it rotates like such, which I'll show you. It's a nice smooth bezel. I've seen people, especially when I looked at these second hand on eBay, people say, oh, it's a typical tough Steinhardt bezel. It's not tough at all. It turns totally fine. And if we listen, I don't know if you'll be able to hear this. I'll hold it up to the microphone. Has that classic like 120 click bezel feel. Everything lines up correctly from what I can see, and there's really not much play there at all. I just wanted to show you this, record this one in 4K, because the last time I made this video it wasn't particularly great quality and you couldn't see too much. Now I will put this on wrist so you get to see it on the wrist, as I know that's really important. Things to note: at first, this clasp here that you undo was very tough, very, very tough. So tough, in fact, I thought there was a bit of a problem. You can see there, it's still kind of tough, but it's become 10,000 times better. Now, I'll tell you what we'll do is I'll put this on my wrist as it is sized, and you'll be able to see what it looks like. So I have, I believe, I'll just clean this. I have a slightly larger, about 6.7 inch wrist, right? And it's had a few links taken out, and you can see there it has these micro adjust holes. I've also manually put it on the smallest one. So I do have a small wrist, and it is a 42 millimeter. It is a 42 millimeter watch, but I do like a large watch. If I've bought a watch, I want to see it. It's waterproof to 500 meters. Again, super luminova, and it has hour and minute hand super luminova, I should say. And it has a second hand time zone, as you know, it's GMT, and it has basically a titanium safety deployment class with the Steinhardt logo there, and you can see there that's kind of the movement. I don't know if you can get a good look at that, but that is the little jewel, and as you're moving around, that's how it keeps itself charged. You know, it's an automatic. So just put this on the wrist here, tighten this up, and that's kind of like how I like to have my watch. I'm very cold right now, so there's a little bit more play than normally there is, but it doesn't slide off, and there's a little, if you see here, there's a little bit of room, and the second I heat up, it's pretty much never moving. It's just particularly, I suppose if you want to call it, loose on this video. So yeah, that's kind of how it looks. And one of the things I was a little bit concerned about was when I was buying this, it was titanium. One of the things I really liked was I liked the Jubilee bracelet. However, with the Jubilee bracelet, it's not going to work with the titanium one, and they no longer sell the steel version of this. So I was and ahhing whether to get the titanium, because I was like, I don't particularly like the matte color on it. I think it might be a bit too light. I want a watch that feels hefty, like I'm wearing the watch. However, now after having it a while, really enjoy how lightweight it is, and there's still enough weight to it that it feels like it's on your wrist. But it doesn't feel heavy. It's got that really smooth sweeping second hand there, just ticking round. Lovely bezel. And I actually think the watch looks good in titanium. I was originally thinking it looks dull. It looks like a steel bracelet that's become old, but actually there's just enough shine to it so it doesn't look old. And I really like just the whole aesthetic of the grey, the blue, and the black, and the white hands. I think it's really, really well made. You're probably going to struggle to find a watch, to be honest, of higher quality for this price. There's probably some out there that people know, but it is a really, really high quality watch. Again, I'll just take it off and hold it up to you just to show you once more. But yeah, that was kind of the experience of the Steinhardt watch. I suppose I flip it upside down so you can see it. And I'm really, really liking it. There you go. It's got that screw down crown there. So I won't do it, but you just unscrew it, and then you can pull it out, change the date, pull it out, change the GMT hand. And yeah, I've just really, I'm pleased with the purchase. For me, it's quite an expensive purchase. I was and ahhing, you know, whether it was right to spend this much on a watch. You know, I didn't want to buy a super expensive watch that somebody wants to come and cut your hand off for. I didn't want to buy a Rolex clone, because then it just kind of looks like you've got a Rolex. Or should I say it looks like you can't really afford a Rolex. But I just like the Batman. I really like the Batman bezel. And I really like these fence post hands, because it's just so easy to read from a distance. You can just boom, immediately spot the time. And yeah, I just think it's a nice looking watch, and it performs everything that I need, really. That's really all I've got to say. The only downside to the watch was that it was a little bit confusing with the tax situation, but that was down to Brexit apparently. But we got the payment sorted in the end, and yeah, I really enjoyed the look of the watch and the quality of it. This is the the SKU is 1030662. It's the Ocean One GMT Premium Ceramic Titanium. It's a diver's watch. Very robust and light case. The double anti-reflect and the sapphire crystal. You can see there, just if I just show you, it's ever so slightly raised just there. But when you're viewing it, you can't see it. And yeah, I just think it looks a really nice solid piece. So I'll leave you there.